Hello everybody, my name is Sukorno and welcome to a tutorial on how to edit gaming videos. Now, the program that I'm using is Adobe Premiere Pro, but you can use Final Cut Pro, Sony Vegas Pro, Windows Movie Maker if you want. You can use HitFilm for Filmora. There are loads and loads of editing softwares. All of them do the basic stuff, you know, cutting, cropping, dragging stuff to different places, cutting stuff out, put an intro in the beginning, put an outro at the end, simple stuff. So, without further ado, I'm going to teach you from the beginning to the end how to edit a gaming video with Adobe Premiere Pro. So if we turn to the screen here, when you open it up, you should see this, and by the way, I'm treating this like a beginner's project. So, a new project. Name it whatever you want. Titanfall 2 F2, which is what I'm going to be editing in front of you, and it's going to be released tomorrow. So I thought, why not edit and make a video about editing at the same time? Win-win situation. So I don't think you need to mess around with any of this, scratch disks, ingest settings, none of this. You need just click OK, and then you should see this interface. So at the bottom you're going to see Project Titanfall 2 F2, or your project name, and then import media to start. You're going to see up here source, effect, audio clip mixer and metadata. You don't need to worry about that for now. You're going to see a program and in brackets no sequence, and you're going to see a timeline. What you need to do to start off is right click, import, and now you need to choose which files to import. So mine, here it is. Okay, so I used fraps, meaning that it splits clips into smaller clips to save space. If you click on something, hold shift and click on another thing, it's going to select them all in between. Or you can just click on something, hold control and then click another thing just to select those two things. So if we do this, and then if I need to import the audio as well, which is here, so I press shift and click that. I also need to bring in my intro, which is right here. Okay, so I have got my intro, Titanfall 2 audio and all my clips. What else do I need? Oh, I also need my Facecam, which is here. So I think that's it, and we click open and it's all going to come in here. So import files. I also need a few more things, such as if I go into my branding graphic, so if I bring these two in as well. So if you have a lot of clips and you want to separate them in order, all you do is go down here and select name, and it'll categorize them alphabetically. So what I'm going to do first is shift click all my Titanfall 2 clips and drag them over to where it says timeline. This is going to create a string of linear clips. Now what I'm going to do is make sure that it's 1920 by 1080, because that's the format that I want for my video. So I'm going to go to sequence settings, and then I'm going to change it to 1920 by 1080. Click OK. And then click OK again. So now you can see that it has gone a bit weird. And the way to fix that, go into the effect controls where it says scale. I adjusted that to make it bigger, and you can also make it smaller, as you see there. So there's also position to change where it is. Control Z to undo. So change where it is, Control Z. Rotation, the anchor point. Now the anchor point is cool because if you move the anchor point, let's say we move the anchor point over there, the rotation is going to go around that anchor point like this. See, before it is going on the middle, but we move the anchor point and it's going there. So that can be useful for animations or whatever you want to do. So what I did was scaled it up so that it fits the screen, and now to put this on all the other clips, what I need to do is copy and then highlight all of these and then press Ctrl Alt V. Now this is going to say paste attributes, and I'm only going to paste my motion, none of this, because the motion counts as the scale, whether I'm bringing it up or down, and that's what I have changed. So I need to select motion, click OK, and now you'll see all of these are the correct size. Now that that's done, I need to bring in my face cam, there we go, and my audio, there we go, and my facecam overlay, there we go. Now as you can see, if I hold Alt and scroll up to zoom in and drag it over here, my facecam overlay is in the corner there, but my facecam is huge, it's right in the middle. So what I need to do is scale it down using the scale attribute, sorry. I just said scale factor. Mathematics is getting to my head. Okay, so if I hover over the end of a clip, you will see this red barrier with an arrow thing. You can drag that to extend the clip. If I zoom out holding Alt and scrolling down, I can bring it right to the end of the clip. So now I need to position this. So I highlight the clip and then I need to scale it down to where it fits the clip. Ooh, maybe a little bit less, maybe 34. Ooh, that's a bit too much. Maybe 36.5. Let's see how that works. And then, yes, that looks about right. And then, ooh, that's looking a bit dark. So I might just put my face cam underneath. There we go, that looks a bit better. So to move clips up and down, all you need to do is drag them up and down, of course. So I think I should move these a little bit so that you can see the orange border. A face cam overlay is really simple. Go into Photoshop and make a rectangle, make the fill nothing and make the border orange or whatever colour you want, and then save that as a picture, drag it in, okay? And make sure the rectangle is 1920 by 1080 for your face cam, or you could do this if you wish. Go over, so click this arrow, click effects, type in crop, drag the crop to the to your face cam, and then scroll down in the effect controls, go to left, and you can crop out what you do not want. So I might make my face cam square like this. If both of these are 17, then I will maybe 18. There we go. So now I can position this in the middle, and then I can select my face cam and untick uniform scale and adjust the width. That should be fine if I just line it up. Yep, that looks fine. Okay, that looks good. So now that I've got the face cam all sorted, I need to sync up the audio. So what I do is zoom in and I listen. So usually at the beginning I do what Jacksepticeye does. I do 3, 2, 1 clap so that I can sync it up. So let's see where it is. Right, that is where I started. So if I go back a bit and then play it. As you can see in the face cam, I just clapped there. So if I go right to where the clap hits, right there, I can press C and then click on the clip to split it. Now I'm going to go to my audio. Alright, so if you heard that, that is where the clap was in the audio. So all I need to do is move the audio to the synced clip. So if I drag it there and then drag this forward, then it should be synced. As you can see, it is synced. So the gameplay is much louder than my audio. So right, so if you want to edit a clip's audio and move it along to all the other clips, then what you do is you go into the audio effects level, uncheck this, set it to whatever decibels you want, let's say -20, and then you do right click, copy, and then highlight all of these, Control Alt V, and then volume. Okay, so now all of these are going to have their volume reduced to 20. So now that we've got that done, we need to sync up the gameplay with the audio. Okay, so as you might have heard there, my audio is much later than the actual gameplay. So I will need to select both this and this and move it backwards. Let's see if that's okay. Alright, so as you can see, when I said that we're closing by 10, it hadn't reached 10 yet. So I need to sync it up to when it has reached 10. So I'm going to split this here and then match it up with that. As you can see, this is a very long process, but it is worth it. Okay, so as you can see, my reaction to that kill was pretty much what my reaction would have been at the time. Alright, so now we can see that it is fully synced and we can get on with the actual editing. If you have an audio and a video file like this stuck together, then what you need to do to separate them is right click, unlink. Now I'm going to delete these audio files. Oop, I forgot to unlink these. Unlink, and then these as well, unlink, and then get rid of these audio files, and then just move these up to match them. So now that they are synced, I will put in my intro at the beginning. So if I zoom in and then go to my project and then go to my intro, which is here, I can drag it in and surround it on that. So I need to see where I start the video from. Okay, so this is where I opened up. So if I press A, I can activate this tool, which selects everything in front of this, and then I can select that tool, select everything behind it. So I'm going to press A for everything in front of this, press V for the selector, and then drag this all away, and then see exactly where I begin the video. This is where I started, and now I'm going to go to my intro and see where it starts to go away. That is where it starts to go away. So now I'm going to match this instance with the line. So I'm going to press A to select everything ahead of this, and then move this across, and then drag my face cam to match it, and then I'm going to go to effects and then cross dissolve and bring it to the clip and drag this to the clip. And what I did here was just a transition, sorry, and then the cross dissolve makes it fade in like this, as you can see. I had an idea, so I press C, clicked in the middle to split. Now I'm going to drag this over here and then go to the speed/duration and then type in so I want to slow this down. I'm going to put 33. Ooh, okay, and then I can drag it to the end to match. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to effects, type in Gaussian blur because I want to blur it so that the intro can be seen. Effect controls, go down to where it says, ooh, I must have applied, there we go, now it says Gaussian blur. So I'm going to make a keyframe called blurriness where I'm about to start talking about there, and then a few frames later when my face comes in, I'm going to get rid of it, so another keyframe. Now keyframes make it animated. So if I want to make a clip from blurred to not blurred, I can put a keyframe on the blurred and then another keyframe, and then I can make it fade, and that is cool. Keyframes can also be used for position. So if I select my face cam, if I click position and then I go forward a little bit and then I change the X value, then it's not just going to jump to the X value, it's going to animate. See, it's moving because I created two keyframes where the X positions were different. The keyframes that are here, I'm going to click this arrow to go to the first one, and I'm going to make the blur 60, and I'm going to go to the other one and it is 0. So as you can see, the blur is 60 and it goes from blurred to not blurred. And I'm going to do the same here. I'm just going to put this at 60 because there is no need to animate it, and then I will apply my default transitions, which are set to cross dissolve. So as you can see, it looks very nice, and then the intro plays. Ooh, you can hear the clap, so I'm just going to press C and then click the clip to cut it, and then get rid of the clap. So now it's a very clean, smooth thing. I'm just going to save it by Control S. That intro sounds a bit loud compared to the audio, so I might just turn it down by about -5 decibels. That sounds about right. So I know that this is all linked up. I might want to get rid of some spaces in between, and I'll give you an example. If I wanted to get rid of this area, for example, I'll press C, and then cut all the clips where I want to cut. So as you can see, there's a line down there of all the clips which I've cut, and then I could cut here as well, and then press my selection tool with V, highlight them all, delete, and then click one of the spaces and click backspace to get rid of that area. So I'm just going to press Ctrl Z on all of that because I don't want to split it there. And now I'm going to show you how to add music. So I'm going to go to my project, import, and I'm going to choose some music that I've got. So This is all copyright free, by the way. If I go to music, then I will use Jason Poulin. Oh, maybe not. I might use Trickstore just this once. Okay, right, that's a nice track. I'm sure you'll agree. And as you can see, it's very loud, so I'm going to go to audio gain minus, let's say, 30. Let's see how that sounds. Oh, that is quite loud. So I'll reduce that by another minus 10. Still a bit loud compared to my audio, so minus 10 again. Okay, that sounds about right. So I'm going to drag it all the way to the end of the intro with the audio. And then I'm going to go to where my audio starts, which is there. And then I'm going to unlink my intro and then make a gap in the audio there. And then I'm going to drag this music clip and then apply default transitions. Now this is at the start. I want it to fade between the clips, so I'm going to go over to here and click center. Now I've got this.
Hello everybody, my name is Cour and welcome.
And now the other music begins. Now I'm going to choose a few different tracks to put in, but when that's done, I'll just do it to show you. Let's say Cour, Rainforest, Relipso, and Max Frost. Okay. So, Cour, Max Frost, and Relipso. Ooh, these still are not enough. Why are they all the same audio wave? That's weird. 3 different songs, 3 very similar audio waves. That's interesting. So I'm going to reduce this by minus 50, and then reduce this by reduce by minus 50. That's the same as adding 50. I'm sorry, I really should be saying reduce by 50. Okay, right. So now that you've got this music, I might start repeating it. So I click on all of them, hold Alt, and then I drag them to copy. See? And then I might just... I know that my camera's just shut down, but no worries. So I'm going to split the audio here, cut it off, and then see where I say goodbye.
So that's going to do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
So that is where I said bye, so I'm going to split all the clips there. Okay, and that is a little teaser thing that I want to put at the end. I can highlight all of these and then right click, apply default transitions to easily apply transitions to lots of different clips. Now I'm going to drag in my outro. Like this, and then extend the footage, and then unlink. As you can see, my audio is very loud, so I'm going to not unlink, I'm going to audio gain, and then about minus 25 should be good, and then I'm going to link it up to when I say bye. Okay guys, so I have just finished making the fundamental editing stuff. So as you can see, for the introduction we have
Hello everybody, my name is Cour and welcome.
so which we talked about, and then the music in the background, for example.
Exactly, see, the faster we win, the faster we drink. See, it's just awesome.
So you can just hear the music. Obviously if we turn the volume up, we're going to hear it more prominently, and then at the end we have this outro over here.
Yes! Ooh, pilot kit, alright. Get in. Wait, was I the one who destroyed it? Was I really the one who destroyed us? Oh my god, that's me, and I'm still up. Thank you everybody, thank you. Namaste, merci beaucoup. So, that's going to do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Okay, and that is it. I might just reduce this a bit more by about 10.
Goodbye.
And that is perfect. So I think this video is done. Now, once you have finished your project, you're going to go to File, and then Export Media. Now I'm going to talk you through the settings for this. So first of all, your output name needs to be the name of your video. Obviously the title is not going to be Titanfall 2 F2, it's going to be something more interesting. And I'm going to click save when I've selected MP4, and then format H.264, preset match source, and then I've got all these ticked. 1920 by 1080, frame rate is 60 but you can have 30, profile main level 42, render at maximum depth, I always keep that on, but if you've got a low performing PC maybe untick that, and then this can all stay the same. Use maximum render quality and use previews. All you're going to do now is click export, and this is going to render. Now what rendering does is take it from a Premiere file, which you can only view with Premiere Pro, into a video file which can be viewed with any video player. So I'm going to click cancel because I might cut a few bits out, but apart from that, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry my camera died out, it doesn't have that much capacity of charge, but I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.